Valdez, Alaska. The last time we went there together was when Hunter was a baby. All the memories of Valdez are kind of vague to me because that was like 13 years ago, and I think it was just a long weekend that we went. So I'm excited to go back and experience it again and bring all of you along. It's kind of a horseshoe to get to Valdez. You go up and around and back down to the coast. How far do you think it is from here to Valdez if it was like just a straight line?
I think it's only like 70 miles.
Like 70 miles in between, but it is a 285-mile drive. It's going to take us about 5 hours to get there. That is just how it goes in Alaska. You usually have to go up and around. There are not a lot of straight shots to get places. So we're gonna bring you along. The sun is shining. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful drive, but it will get dark at some point because we're getting a very late start. My parents are still in Alaska right now. The boys have started school. They are watching over them so that we can spend these next 3 days checking out Valdez. Mark is actually going to a conference. I'm just his +1. So we will see what we can find to show you. Okay, we fact checked ourselves. It is 119 miles if you were to fly from Anchorage to Valdez, but this one is saying 299 miles of driving. So definitely a lot more to drive. Glacier view.
Yes, glacier view.
So we have driven about 2 hours north of Anchorage we are right by what is known as the Matanuska Glacier. There is zip lining here. There are also glacier tours where you can walk out on the glacier. This is probably the most accessible walking glacier tour, wouldn't you say? You don't have to fly to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that come and visit Anchorage like to come up here and experience that. We have yet to do it. I've walked on the glacier before, but now you do it with tours. Back then, I did it as a teacher. We took our students out there, which is just crazy to me now that we were able to do that. But definitely a gorgeous area. The mountains on this drive are just breathtaking, and then you see the Matanuska Glacier here. Rivers, you're going up and down. It's just a beautiful stretch of highway.
Oh, wow, so pretty.
So pretty.
If you follow Matanuska Glacier all the way to the end, it goes out and around the corner like 15 miles. You get to Mount Marcus Baker, which is the highest peak in the Chugach Mountains. These are the Chugach Range here in front of us.
So Glacier View here has a special 4th of July tradition. Just a little ways back, there is a place where they do a car launch every 4th of July. We don't get much for like fireworks in Alaska because, oh, there's a wasp on me. We don't get much for fireworks on 4th of July because it's so light out in the summer, but they launch cars off. It's really fun. I'll find a video of my friend that went. We went years ago. Very entertaining, but that is done here in Glacier View. This event has become so popular. Look at all these people. And just in case you're wondering, they do clean it up and haul away all the cars. And these are cars that were going to the dump anyways. Wow, it's just beautiful.
So out there, you can see the ice on the right, and actually all that dark stuff on the left, that's still ice as well. It's the moraine, so that's rock that's been scraped off the glacier miles up, and it's carrying it down to the terminus. You see a bunch of glaciers up there at the headwaters of that valley. And potty break?
Yep. The only problem with this drive has been that we've gone for over an hour without any place to stop to go to the bathroom. If you've missed it, I'm pregnant with twins, so we just passed the bathroom. We're gonna turn around and go back, and then we'll get back on the road. Yay for bathrooms. This is the official Matanuska pull-off. It's actually got a pretty good view after we use the bathroom. Here at this site, they have a 1-mile edge nature trail. Pretty nice. Be able to go see some good views of the glacier. Mark and I don't remember this place. It's super nice. It's got some gorgeous views. Nice little walking trail. Great place to stretch your legs and have a potty break, since there were no other options for a very long time.
I don't know what it is, but Dall sheep love that kind of area. A lot of the places that have been successful have been up in
This area we're driving through right now, it's called Sheep Mountain, and the road is kind of like this.
So up here, we're moving more into the interior of Alaska, and the ground, they call it frost heaves, where the ground freezes and thaws and kind of buckles. You know, they lay down the asphalt totally flat, but then within a couple of years, you get kind of these waves and bumps all over in different spots, depending on the way the ground's freezing and thawing, and can kind of make a nice smooth highway pretty bumpy in places. Pretty amazing. You get just right past that glacier, and all of a sudden you're up into this kind of interior.
Yeah. We are now in Eureka. You'd see these little poles up on the road. That is to keep the snowplow on the road in the winter, because they get a lot of snow up here. We're also seeing a lot of people off on the sides blueberry picking. So there's probably some blueberries up here. It feels like fall up here. The fireweed has, they actually had some fireweed up here. You see lots of purple, but it's at its end. It's gone to seed. Soon the colors will all be changing to yellow.
And winter and fall comes quick up here in the interior. It's a lot colder than where we live, and it gets a little bit warmer in the summer, but it gets bitterly cold up here.
We're just a few weeks before hunting season. Mark was commenting, once hunting season hits, this area is packed with caribou hunters and moose hunters starting in September. So when you see this video, it will probably be that. We are filming this August 22nd. Saw a sign, 179 miles to Valdez. So we are about 3 hours into our drive now. We are approaching the town of Glen Allen. This is all considered the Copper River Valley. Copper River is often associated with salmon. You hear about Copper River salmon. So a lot of people from interior Alaska as well as Anchorage will come here to catch salmon from the Copper River. Fish wheels, they allow some dip netting for locals. So all the little towns along here are considered part of this Copper River Valley.
The name Copper River comes from a long time ago. This area had huge copper mines, actually one of the biggest copper mines in North America, in a community called McCarthy, where there's huge bustling copper mines. I don't know all the history on it, but anyways, that's why they call it the Copper River.
McCarthy is pretty tricky to get to. It is on our bucket list of places to visit for sure. Glen Allen, where we're headed, is kind of a little hub, and then there's 3 directions you can go from Glen Allen. You can go up to Fairbanks, you can go down to Valdez, or you can go to Toke, which is where people come into Alaska from Canada if you're driving the Alcan Road. The gas station there is actually called The Hub, and you know, there is a community there. It's pretty spread out. We're gonna try and get dinner there before we head on because it is about 7 o'clock at night. Ahead of us, there are 3 really cool volcanoes, very large snow-capped volcanoes. I don't know if I can capture them on camera. You say the names of them?
Yeah, there's Mount Sanford, Mount Wrangell, and Mount Drum. And they range between, I think, almost 18,000 feet to 13,000 feet. They're really huge, and they just very striking across the skyline, all across Glen Allen and the whole Copper River Valley. All summer long, they're totally covered in glaciers on the top. They're high enough, they're big enough that year-round they're covered in glacial ice.
I find them almost as striking as when you see Denali driving up that direction. They're just gorgeous. Right now there's a bit of cloud cover covering them, but it's always one of my favorite parts of this drive. Okay, we've made our way into Glen Allen. It's an IGA grocery store. We did a video there once. We're at 117 miles from Valdez. Past a little library. Oh, they have a Subway here now. Interesting.
Yeah, that's new. The Freeze, that's where we stayed before.
A log cabin Subway. Cool.
Not a lot going on here.
Very sleepy little town.
Probably as many buildings closed and
Yeah.
as there are open. Probably more closed.
So up to this point, we passed a lot of little lodges and RV parks along the way. Everything's kind of getting wound down for the year. I'm sure there's still some tourists here, but we are at the end of tourist season for sure. There is a little Thai food, food stand here that is...
Okay, let's do a drive-by because there's one down here. Let's see what it is.
Okay, so we have Toke Thai food.
Gas is $5.
Hub of Alaska. Gas here is $5.01 for regular and $5.05 for diesel. And then we have burgers, fries, and shakes.
You got everything.
And
burgers,
then,
fries, shakes, Ernesto's Latin cuisine, and barbecue.
Okay.
They're all open.
I think I want Thai.
Okay.
I want some pad
We got
Thai.
the visitor center. Is that closed?
Greater Copper Valley Visitor Center. Gets it open 10 to 6.
So when we came through here with the boys in mid-June, it was so packed. There were lines like 5 cars long on every pump to get gas. And the wait was like an hour and a half on this food truck for Thai food. so we just kept going.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
we tried to stop here a couple years ago when we did a float trip up here, and the line was like an hour and a half for the food too. So we ended up eating at the grocery store. The kids got like corn dogs, and hopefully tonight it seems like we might have some luck getting some food. If you ever find yourself at Toke Thai food, cash only, we happen to have a checkbook. It does say we can use checks.
Yeah, look similar like a hot dog.
Sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's they make from.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, I would like a number 3 pad thai, please.
one pad thai with chicken, pork, beef.
Let's do chicken.
Yes.
I'll have it 23 with pork.
So it's $20 a plate, $25 if you want seafood. Everything's just the same price. It's gonna be good. 5 minutes, that's a good timeline compared to the last time we tried to stop here.
I have heard like they're really famous for all the state of Alaska.
Yeah.
It started out as just like a little truck side thing, and now it's more of a like you got a little shack
permanent
there.
shack,
Permanent
yeah.
shack, but
Tell us in the comments if you've been to the Toke Thai food. I have always wanted to try it, so I'm excited. They were open and no line. So this gas station, you know, has your amenities like snacks and sodas, lots of gift shop stuff. Picked up this Alaska travel magazine. I always like to grab these just to get ideas. There's always new things to explore, learn about. Found great hikes by grabbing these and different cities and stuff like that. So okay, so we started here, drove all the way up here, and we've made it to Glen Allen. Now we're gonna start going down this way and then back around to Valdez. So see, Anchorage and Valdez are not that far apart. You gotta go all the way up and around. So much.
May I have a look your number?
Oh yes, sorry.
Oh, sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay.
Thank you.
It's gonna be hot and fresh. Show my pad thai.
all right.
We're getting run off by little no-see-um gnat things biting us, so we're gonna sit in the car. Okay, this sign says Valdez to the right, Fairbanks in Canada to the left. Here we go. So you may have heard of Valdez before. The Exxon Valdez in 1989 was the largest oil spill in North American history. That happened about 20 miles outside of Valdez, which makes sense. There are a lot of oil tankers going out of Valdez because it is the end of the Alaska pipeline. So at some points in this drive, we will be able to see the Alaska pipeline. Often it is underground, so you don't see it all the time, but it goes all the way from Prudhoe Bay up on the north slope, 800 miles to Valdez, where they then load that oil onto tankers, right?
Yeah, and Valdez is special. Valdez is unique because it's one of the ice-free ports, so they can come in all year long in the winter and pick up that oil with the tankers.
So like many other coastal towns in Alaska, Valdez also has a gold rush history. People flocked up here. It is now a town of about 4,000 people year-round, with lots of visitors during the summer. We are about to get to Copper Center, where there is a Princess Lodge, and there are Princess Lodges all around the state. Princess is a tour company. They have buses, they have cruise ships, they have these lodges, they have cars on the train that you can do tours through. So to get to this Copper Center, many people will take the ferry from Whittier, which is right outside of Anchorage, to Valdez and then come up to Copper Center to avoid this bouncy road that we're on. It's just much quicker to go that route. I guess we could have gone and put our car on the ferry. That would have been another option of how to get here.
Yeah, that would have been,
but... So how long would it have taken to fly your small airplane here?
Could have gone direct today, and we could have gotten here in maybe like an hour and 5 minutes.
So we did consider flying Mark's airplane here. The weather is excellent today, but it's not supposed to be very good when we're supposed to return, so that made us think we wanted to drive, and having a car while we were in Valdez was pretty important. So we are not even actually staying in Valdez, because by the time we decided to come to this conference, every single Airbnb, every single hotel room was completely booked full. And so we are staying at some cabins about 10 miles outside of Valdez, or 5 miles. How far? About 5 miles outside of Valdez at a KOA campground that has some little mini cabins. So excited to see what that's all about, and then we'll go into Valdez tomorrow morning.
Can't get past this.
So this road right here goes up to the Princess Lodge. A gorgeous valley here, in particular in the fall when the colors start to change. It is really beautiful.
There's the pipeline.
Oh. So there's the pipeline up there on the hill.
We're just going to be paralleling it all the way to Valdez now.
So we are going to be paralleling that pipeline all the way to Valdez from here on out. Got another, what? 100 miles to go. Stopped at this little lake overlook. The beautiful mountains in the background. You can see the fireweed is kind of turning to white down here. It has been spent. They did get more fireweed than we got, though.
It got warmer up here for sure.
Yeah.
They weren't stuck in that wet, cold cycle. They actually had kind of a summer. It's so beautiful with the sun the mountain reflecting off the water and stuff.
So when we made this drive with Hunter, he was 9 months old, and we took a picture right here with that mountain in the background, and that was like our favorite picture for a really long time.
Funny to think about trying to recreate that picture now. We'd have a 14-year-old teenager with his poofy hair and adolescent vibe.
13. He's not 14 yet.
Rounding up.
Slow down.
Rounding up.
I know. Oh. So we just passed the cutoff for Egerton Highway, and that goes out to McCarthy, which we were talking about is a mine. It's at 94 miles, and some of that is paved and then some of that is dirt road. So it is quite the haul to get there. You can fly in small airplanes there. Mark says they have a really good runway. So that is on our list of things we would like to explore in the next couple years. But
so for a long time, rental car companies had waivers that they would not allow you to drive out to McCarthy on past the end of the Egerton Highway onto the McCarthy Highway, because the highway was built on an old railroad grade, and there was still like spikes and stuff sticking up, and there's no services or anything like that. It's really, really remote. And so even today, many of the car companies say you can't drive out to McCarthy. You have to get a special car rental if you're going to go out there.
that same road goes to Chitna, which is a place where a lot of people go to dip net for salmon. We have never done that, but we have family members that have done that really, really love it. And it's a way for Alaska residents to be able to get a large amount of salmon in a quick, just a short amount of time. We're talking like go with a couple family members and get like 120 fish. So when it's good, it's really good. When it's not good, our brother-in-law went and only got like 2 salmon, and this is a long drive to get here, so that can be devastating as well. But that's how fishing is. If the fish are running, it's great. If they're not, it's frustrating.
sunset, official sunset, is about an hour, 9:41 at night. But it's getting dusky already long before that because we're down in this valley, and you know the sun's really low at a low angle, so there's no direct sunlight. You know, this long twilight period. Dirty windshield.
I know.
Just blurred it too much. It's a really nice framing there, you know.
I promise Mark has cleaned the windshield over and over, but it just keeps getting more smeared. All these little bugs. Just so rugged and beautiful. Just in awe everywhere we look.
Any animals out here?
Okay, we got stopped for about 15 minutes, so Mark's trying to clean the window a little bit.
Somebody hit a moose on the other end.
To get dark, so I'm not going to be able to show much more, but we just made it through construction. It's about 9:20. It is just gorgeous. We're going to be going through the pass here, and hopefully we can show you on another day, but just beautiful everywhere we look. The summit of Thompson Pass. Then we're going to drop down into Valdez.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, there's elevation 2,600.
Before we lose sunlight, we stopped here at the top. It is just a beautiful sunset up in the clouds.
So Valdez is all the way down there through this narrow valley and around the corner. We're so close, but we got to drop down off this huge pass to get down there.
It's gorgeous. There's little trails where you can kind of go walk out. I think this is going to be the end of this video. So we hope that you enjoyed driving from Anchorage to Valdez with us. I know there's still, 25 miles to go, but we're gonna lose light here pretty quick. Lots of people camping in this little parking lot. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We are so grateful for each and every one of you, and we'll see you again real soon for more of This Alaska Life. This is just the beginning. Make sure you come back to spend a few days with us in Valdez, including coming back up to Thompson Pass in a beautiful sunshiny day, seeing the gorgeous waterfalls in Keystone Canyon below, attempting to catch a salmon, and one of our favorite parts, watching little black bears catch salmon in a stream that is overflowing with salmon. We will also learn about the rich history of Valdez in a few of their museums, and even check out some prices at the local grocery stores. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for driving with us.